so no need to fuck with it. Hello, bitch. Hello, bitch. Can you hello, bitch into that one?
Hello, bitch.
Wait, say it.
Hello, bitch.
Hello, bitch.
Hell yeah, okay.
Okay.
They both work.
Transport enables you to record and preview or stop playback.
The streams of consciousness that I kind of just force onto others already kind of makes itself.
Yeah.
So, like, forcing it to be recorded and, like, having us just go over it is going to be fucking rad as shit.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Am I ready for what?
Did you already make an audio file and we played it? It's been recording. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right.
You said you
Hell
wanted
yeah.
to record.
Okay. Again, I really like how close the mic can be. It
Yeah.
feels like it's like not that far away. And yeah, we can really just feel like the flow of things right now are working on the book. And since we're working on the book and we're just going through the thoughts themselves and in the book, then we can kind of just like share our 2 cents on what thoughts there are throughout the book.
Yeah. Speaking of the book, I just loved being able to talk to those guys that were at the skate shop because I was talking about the books that I shared with them, and then it came into conversation that you're working on a book and it's called Our Common Sense because we just need to share and such. And just hearing their like, whoa, what a rad fucking idea, because that's what we're doing right now. And I was like, yes.
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 Yes. And yeah, dude, that's exactly it. The book mostly revolves around the fact that we all have like garnered an awesome slice of experience, and like some of it was pretty traumatic, and through that we've like learned a lot of like deep and valuable lessons that we usually just too timid to open up and share with our loved ones. And like if we start to do that more often, then we can kind of start to change the world and actually manifest the kind of future we want to see and stuff.
Poop.
And again, so like the podcast, at least for this starting episode, is really just us going to be like in the flow of actually churning through over the years. I have posted Snapchat stories that were just like little snippets of like cool pieces of knowledge that I figured were useful for other folks to read real quick and be like, oh wow, yeah, that's kind of true. And before I like stitch together everything and kind of call it a book and call it like kind of wrapped up enough for me to be content with just putting it out to the world, because you gotta do something, you gotta create something. I definitely wanted to like make sure all the Snapchat stories are there. So like has been a very laborious process, and having to just type every single Snapchat story from being a picture to, there is another thing that you're able to actually just convert the text off the picture, but you still have to click like a whole bunch. So it's still a really tedious process of either clicking or typing it yourself, which is like fine either way. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, I need to find where we're at. Excuse me again.
And it's not just Snapchat thoughts.
No,
It's us having conversations and manually trying to write things down.
Yep.
Us
this
having notes in our notebooks and throwing them in when we get the opportunity.
Yep. This is a lot more than just Snapchat thoughts. We have like worked on the Google Doc, and now that I've started taking notes on a notebook, whew, handwriting is amazing. Like the little Moleskine notebooks that you can find kind of like almost anywhere. They have like a little manifesto on it that's great, and it just talks about the power of handwriting, and it really is like it's pretty awesome to have the ability to write down something real quick that's like outside of your phone. Because if you look at your phone and your notes app on your phone, you're more than likely going to get like your attention raised to the text message or the email that you got, like something else that isn't jotting down what you just had in mind, which is like, then you just don't get to a lot of shit. It's just, that's why phones kind of suck, is because they just serve as such a distracting device because it does literally everything. So the thing that you can at least take and compartmentalize away from your phone is your note taking ability, because you can write with your hand and it feels awesome to do that. Like it just period does.
And if we're getting there, you can learn with your hands. You can
Yeah.
entertain yourself with your hands rather than just being on your phone.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know
'Cause
where my dad past this point did. So I know he saw a whole bunch of videos, and I know that this was one that I saw him on, but you're just gonna have to keep scrolling to the left and see if it's
Okay.
there.
Because I was just telling you about how when I reach for my phone, I
Oh, wait.
want.
I think I remember which one. Sorry. What were you telling me? Sorry.
When I reach for my phone, I normally want something to be entertained, whether that's with learning something or playing a game or reaching out to somebody.
Yeah.
And since then, I've tried my best to realize, like, why am I grabbing my phone? And I'm reading a little bit more than I was this last couple of months.
Yeah.
And I'm skateboarding a lot more, even though it's cold, which is really nice.
Here, let's see. God dang it. Okay. I know I can find it. It's past this for sure then. Yeah, I guess he got really far.
There's a lot of them in caps if you go through the top section. He was writing in all caps. Did you notice that?
Yes, I love my dad. Yeah, because it's easier for him to see, obviously.
That makes sense. I didn't think of that.
Here. There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of that. It's like where butt.
Yep.
Yep. You can see it.
This. There we go. I'm taking it out of caps. I was watching some skateboarding videos last night, and I really enjoyed the thought process because the guy, he was starting to get upset and a little bit angry
Yeah.
because it's hard to throw yourself at something over and over, especially when you're getting hurt.
Yeah.
There was a point where he broke his board, and I went to the comments, and in my opinion, the board broke him, if that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But somebody else acknowledged, like, the board didn't break him. He chose to break the board. If I don't know, like, how it was put. I think you were trying. Do you see what I'm trying to get at?
Yes. No, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Don't let the thing break you, because he
Yeah.
came back and landed it.
And landed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was just done
So
for the
it
day.
didn't break him proverbially, but yes.
Yeah.
No, I see
But
what
you
you're
could
saying.
see how he could have been perceived as a broken person.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
'Cause he
interesting.
broke his big board. Yeah.
Skateboarding's a trip.
Yeah.
I went street skating with a couple of those guys, and I've never just skated random spots at the streets, except for just a couple of times, and it was so fun.
Yeah.
Because I have a different way of skating compared to them. They go for more of a traditional approach, especially with stairs. I don't like jumping down stairs. It's fucking scary.
Yeah.
But it was only a 3-stair, so it's not much. But I can ollie up a 3-stair.
Yeah, but dude, I've been to the skate park with you, and dude, yeah, it is definitely scary as shit. Taking, like really just not felt comfortable taking the wheels off of like being on the ground.
Yeah,
Like it
it's a
kind of
different feeling.
yeah.
I like it though. But because I have a different way of skating, it's funny because I already throw compliments to people, but hearing people compliment my type of skating is not as common to me, and it feels good.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like especially if it's something that you regularly do and like enjoy to do,
Yep,
having somebody else compliment it genuinely and being like, "Hey, nice."
yep.
Like you're just like, "Dude, yeah, fuck yeah." Dude, like that. Okay, that reminds me of a story with my coworker Skylar at Fred Meyer. It was I had cleaned the fridge, the walk-in fridge,
Oh
really.
yeah, I remember this.
Yes, yes, I detailed it.
Yeah,
I did an awesome job. I knew I did an awesome job. Nobody needed to tell me that I did an awesome job because I just did it and it was already done. But then my buddy came in and he was just like, "Ben, this looks like night and day, bro. You did so well
yep,
on cleaning the fridge." And it made me feel awesome. It made me feel so warm. It made me feel so appreciated. It just, I had already did the task. I had already accomplished the task. In theory, my brain had already given me the dopamine rush sufficient for having the task completed.
yep.
And then somebody came in and gave me that extra mental boost. And it was just surreal. It was just so awesome and impactful. And like, again, left a resounding impact for the rest of the evening's work shift. And like, we can do that to each other. And it's just, that's sort of the point of the podcast too, is like, we're trying to like spread the vibes and just have people tune in and appreciate like loving each other and shit.
Yeah. Even strangers. It's so fun. I love talking to strangers, but people get so weirded out when I talk about that I love talking to strangers. But as soon as you're in the moment of talking to a stranger, it's usually just wonderful.
Yeah. And usually like both both being just kind in the moment of now opens the person in front of you up enough to actually have them share something useful to you. Like there's a whole bunch of times where I just share something really simple that I'm like going about or doing, and somebody just like chimes up with the most useful thing, and I'm like, wow, awesome. Thank you a lot. Like that actually is changing the direction of where I was about to go and what choice I was about to make because you fed me a little bit more information than I thought I even needed. I thought I was like fine going about it the way that I was going about it, but simply by expressing what I was about to go about, somebody lent a helping mental hand, which is again what we can do for each other. Which one? Hey, wait.
I was
This
just
one's
about to bring it up because I finally found a new one. Bird Thoughts. He titles all of his Snapchat stories.
yeah.
Choosing to not pursue what won't make you happy isn't giving up. It's growing to be honest with yourself for what you don't want to do and understand that efforts are only well spent toward a means that you genuinely enjoy.
Yeah. And really, it's like attention is such a finite resource. Like I'm reading Time Management for Mortals by like Oliver Burke, I think Berkman or but it's a really good book. And yeah, like you only have so much attention to lend, and like you gotta you gotta put it on the right things.
And what I got from this is this is kind of an interesting way to phrase it. there are so many people that have the dreams of doing something or having like a specific career, but when it comes to actually doing some tasks to get it done that you're not going to want to do,
Yeah.
you kind of have to alter what you want to pursue
Yep.
because of the honest tasks that you have to genuinely get done.
Yep. The opportunity cost of what you give up in the moment of choosing to do something else, because you're realizing again your time is more valuable doing that something else. And until you were actually like introduced to the something else that is that more valuable, whether that like even yeah, be a huge major turn of life events like having a child or something, but it can also just be, yeah, like you're saying, from the tiny interactions with strangers and stuff. It's from that large of a scale. And also, every single stranger and friend, or sorry, every single friend that you've ever met in your life was a stranger at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you like got to know them from not from at some stage of crossing in the physical universe, and then you got to know them, and then you warmed up to them and became familiar with them, and appreciated all the effort that they put into your like experience, and like yeah,
If it weren't for our memories being like overwritten when we're children, like early children, our parents would have been strangers, but we grew up into the familiarity of always having them around if you had the opportunity to have that. So we can't just rely on what's comfortable, because what's comfortable isn't always going to be, and then sooner or later you're just left with nothing.
yeah,
And that's why you just have to keep spreading your toes and branching out and
yeah,
chatting with strangers.
yeah, and just always being comfortable with whatever actually unfolds, because most all the time it's not what you not well, yeah, sort of wasted your attention to anxietying about the future, and it usually never pans out the way that you had anxiety about it. So it's literally most all of the time, all of the time, as sort of waste of your mental effort to even try to project the future in any way, because projecting the future in any way is like a use of your mental attention in the now that gets expended, that you could be spending doing something like creative, like writing a book or like maybe recording a podcast or
And
something.
it could be as simple as just appreciating the now, not necessarily doing something. Because I realized even just today, I was walking up to the pot shop and I thought, what am I going to talk about? Like,
Yeah,
what if they asked me what I'm doing today? And I thought about, like, I'm going to go chat with a friend and probably set up some mics. And that was a thought process that I had before walking up. Instead of just appreciating the now, I was, even though I wasn't worried,
yeah.
I was anxietying or just projecting a future that wasn't necessarily going to turn out that way. Just don't
Dude,
even let it happen
dude,
sometimes.
okay. I literally just explained this earlier in the day to Ethan, but it's worth explaining on the mic now.
We didn't even introduce ourselves.
Oh yeah, okay.
My name's Ethan.
My name is Benjamin. Uh, and okay, uh, I was jogging this morning, and I was just like thinking about something, like my train of thought, like just kind of detracted from what I was doing, and I really invested a lot of mental attention to what I was actually thinking about because it was something important, I'm sure, but I was jogging, like, and jogging pretty good. And all of a sudden, I got like just exhausted, and I was like, I, I, I again from thinking about something really intensely, almost had to like snap out of what I was thinking about and bring my attention to what I was doing, jogging, and be like, why am I so exhausted right now? Like I'm usually fine jogging, and as soon as I kind of zoomed my attention back into jogging, I was fine. I was just jogging. Like I was just jogging in the present moment of the now. But it was nearly as if that simply thinking about something intensely and intentively enough drew drew my attention away from being focused on the way that I like typically breathe and the pace of my, because I've practiced just breathing through my nose, which is really important because your nose filters, moistens, and warms the air before it enters your lungs. And it's really just important for your health to actually breathe through your nose and stuff. But yeah, I kind of like took from it, like, oh my goodness, it is, you almost need to be paying attention fully to everything that you're doing in the now. Otherwise, you're not doing it to the fullest extent or capacity that you know you could be. And if your body's kind of on autopilot to be going at that capacity and you're kind of like drawing your attention away from the way that you typically tend to it, you can exacerbate it. And I was just like, wow, this is crazy shit.
We
But
can
yeah.
still get strained,
Yeah.
even when we think we're comfortable.
Oh, the other thing that I said to him,
Your laptop's about to die.
oh no. The other thing that I said to him was that I think that it's also always because you almost naturally try to push yourself to the furthest capacity that you can. So
Yeah.
even when you think it's going to be getting easier, you just get healthier. Your body gets more able to do the physical activity, and then you just kind of push yourself a little bit harder, like a little bit faster or a little bit more flexible oomph to whatever it is that you are doing, but you're still doing it just a little bit harder than you are are used to, such that it always remains a strenuous task, which is like interesting.
Yeah. I mean, 100%, especially with the idea of goalposts moving.
Yeah.
The more I practice manuals, the longer the manual I can do. The
Yeah.
longer the manual I can do, the farther I want to do a manual.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
dude.
Do you want to grab the,
Charger.
if you want to keep going?
Yeah. Is it behind it or is it just
I don't know where it is.
here? It's probably inside. Yeah, I don't think I brought it out.
And dude, I'm probably going to talk about skateboarding when you walk out. Because I just love
I'll
it,
be right
dude.
back.
It's just so entertaining.
Yeah, skateboarding is awesome.
It's just like any physical exerting challenge. There's just a level of difficulty with every trick that baffles my mind every time. Especially when it comes to the terms of trying to share tips with one another, because words can sometimes get in the way. And we can only do our best to try to make each other understand how we physically did something, to then allow them to try to do that physical thing with a piece of wood, 4 wheels,
With a piece of wood
and a couple pieces of metal. It's insane. And I watched a video yesterday, and I think it was this morning, and this guy put it really well. The reason skateboarding is hard is because you're trying to balance on your own 2 feet on a piece of wood. And then the skateboard's trying to balance as well. I think the top one's the TV if you want to unplug that for right now. But especially if you're jumping onto like a rail or something, which I've never done. I don't like doing grinds that much. It's scary.
Yeah.
I've started trying to do board slides, which is not on the trucks, but on the board.
Yeah.
But when you're hopping up onto things, the board's balancing on that, and then you're balancing on the board. So like he put it 2-dimensional balancing.
Yeah, 2-dimensional.
It made me think of rock stacking.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining. I love rock stacking. We barely threw rocks this summer.
Dude, yeah. Verily also just jumped on river rocks, which is a thing we love to do.
I did a decent bit. Not as much, though. I should have taken Colton more. I'll probably do it tomorrow.
What's the next one?
We've actually skipped a couple here.
Oh, well, you can just do the one that you're on.
You sure?
Well, yeah, it'll end up in
Okay.
the book. Get my book.
Your mom's in the book. Just because something is within reach doesn't mean that you should mindlessly grab for it. Think before leaping, because the ground you land upon might not be where you hoped to end up. It could be even better than expected, but remember there is always room to get back up on the fence. After earnestly evaluating how the ground feels beneath you, with no shame in admitting uncertainty.
Yeah, but you just gotta take a leap first. That's pretty
Yeah.
much it. It's like, yeah,
But not at everything. You can't leap at everything. Just
Yeah.
because something is within reach doesn't mean you should mindlessly grab for it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
but you gotta take.
you
the
have to
leap
jump to
and
learn.
then, and then be like, okay, I hated this.
I hated this.
Or, most of the time it's better than you actually got it to be. Like, most of the time it's always, like, better than what you actually had anticipated.
Yes. And talking to strangers, I guess that's going to be what this one's about.
Yeah.
But like making those friends, even if it's trying to get into a relationship with a significant other, it's all daunting because you don't want to be turned down.
Yeah.
But you also don't want to not have friends.
Yeah.
So which is it?
Yeah.
You have to find that balance, and it's very entertaining. I just started a new job in the kitchen, and we're just chatting, shooting the shit, and I can tell who I'm getting along with more than others. And there's this one guy who was like, "Oh yeah, I shoot a lot of guns, whatever." I was like, "I'll have to buy us a couple rounds sometime. We could go shooting." He goes, "Yeah, man, I go shooting all the time." I didn't like invite myself into his life, but I mentioned an idea of like what we could do as an experience. And he
Yes.
was like, "Yeah, I'm on board." Like, we didn't set anything up, but the idea is still floating there. Like, we kind of jumped in, but we haven't.
Yeah.
It's so entertaining. I
Yes.
love it. I
Yes.
love talking to people.
Yeah.
I got a little too close to the mic. You see how loud I got
Yeah.
there?
On the yell. But what's interesting is I'm more nervous to not get close enough and to feel like I like barely got heard. So I'm almost
Yeah.
just like screw sometimes
Well,
showing up
keep
in the
looking
yellow.
at that one.
Yeah, but I'm
Turn that towards you so you can see how high that one's going.
Oh, okay.
Because that one's going to be the for sure. Because you could see how small yours is.
Okay. Well, yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
It might be picking me up a little bit too much, so I'm going to point it more toward you.
Okay.
We're learning.
Yeah, we're learning.
We're taking that leap of
Yeah.
uncertainty.
And finally, like, doing what we kept being like, we should record a podcast. Like, now it's finally taken form into something, the actual form. Like you take a physical being form, and your soul takes up this ego. Like, this podcast has finally like found itself. It's created itself because it took a whole bunch of like things coming together and ideas finally cementing themselves into being like, well, yeah, we just got to get the equipment. And once we got the equipment, it's just chatting. It's just chatting.
Which
And,
we
like,
already do.
And like, it's
Everybody
just,
chats.
yeah, everybody's just chats. And yeah. So like we're here to build like just a warm atmosphere where everybody gets to learn a lot. Cuz again, that's what you're doing your whole life, and like you just tune in, turn it out, or drop out, or whatever that one quote is.
What quote?
It's like a psychedelic quote. Tune in, something, and drop out. I forget.
Yeah.
I really do, but it's a good quote.
I
'Cause that's
I
like-
think I've heard it before, but I
Yeah.
can't remember. Do what you love wholeheartedly than doing something you don't like prestigiously.
Yeah, dude. Okay. I dropped out of a PhD program, and it's because I wanted to start a nonprofit. And like, instead of pursuing a PhD where somebody would call me a doctor and like it'd be like the more prestigious thing, and like I'd be held to like what society views as like a prestigious career, I was like, man, we already know how to fix the environment. Like, seriously, all the science is already there. we understand so much about the biogeochemical processes that make us function and get to be alive here on the like beautiful earth, that there's really not much more to do for research on. Like there still totally is, but like we again, for at least being able to say without a doubt what we need to do to save the planet, the science is already out. We know what we need to do to save the planet. So that what we need to do is actually do it. And like that's sort of what I realized with being like, hey, I don't really need to do a PhD
And
program.
I don't want to be like that. The planet's going to be fine.
Yeah.
The planet's been through this before. It's us.
Yeah.
It's us who we're saving.
Yep.
The planet's
'Cause-
aight.
Yeah, we need trees to make sure that we retain an aquifer and like have a lot of local issues. Like we're all of a sudden gonna have like no snowpack in the next few years. And like as a community, we need to start to kind of like prepare for that reality, which is by planting a bunch of trees, by like make sure we have a riparian buffer zone, by making sure that like by making sure that we are as naturally defended against a different climate as we possibly can. And again, the agents of change on the planet who are responsible for doing that are pretty much us. Like we are capable of doing all the things from sourcing the plants from the nurseries.
Because
to
even if it
arranging the
wasn't us
volunteers for
doing it
plants.
to ourselves, if it was just the world happening to do it, because the world is doing weather all the time, if that was just the change and it wasn't us doing it, we would still come to and be like, I kind of want to survive.
Yeah.
I want my future generations to survive.
And my future to be
And I feel like a
easier.
lot of it is we're not doing it because we did it to ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's kind of fucked.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of fucked.
Kinda.
We have to.
Yeah.
We want to.
And we've kind of got to eventually in the future near, like, we're going to have no choice to. So it's a matter of fact of just facing that now, because now is the best time to face it, not some time in the future that we think it's going to be approaching. The approaching has already happened. Bill McKibben also has a good book called Earth, Earth, spelled with 2 A's. And oh my God, it's a really good read. It's pretty much already talking about that we live on a changed planet and we already have to face the reality that we've changed the planet to such an extent that there's really no going back. And we're going to have to deal with the consequences of our ancestors because we're still perpetrators of the issue of emitting the carbon dioxide, which is worming the planet to the extent of which, that things are starting to become a little bit more uncomfortable to inhabit and possibly impossible at some dire point, which is like not a future that we're holding out for the human race or any species on the planet, which is, again, why it's most important to sort of promote the biodiversity of everything the utmost. It's like the foremost thing that we can do as stewards of the earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't like quite, oops, I didn't mean to do that. It says stop waiting for feelings to fade away, but stop waiting for the idea of this to fade away. Recognize the permanent status of our new reality and learn to coexist with it.
Yeah.
And we are so capable as humans that we are able to predict certain events to happen and what's going to happen when we've already reached this amount of emissions and crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know what's going to happen and we're there.
Yeah, we're there.
We need to just accept it and move on with this, like, oh, it's not quite happened yet.
Yeah. Dude, there's no snow. This season here in Spokane, there's been no snow. There has been a little bit of snow, but the amount of snow that we have gotten is like...
We're in the
no.
northern hemisphere.
Yeah, and we are supposed to have gotten a lot more snow this season, especially since we're like in whatever oscillation, El Nino, La Nina, that is like supposed to promote more precipitation. We're in the one that's supposed to rain more. It doesn't matter if it's too warm to snow, because it's just been too warm to snow. So yeah, it's rained a lot, but it sure as hell hasn't snowed. And that's what we need in the area. We need the snowpack to be able to recharge the aquifer throughout the summer, not just really quickly right now or drain by the outlets to the ocean, like the rivers and streams and stuff. Like, we need the water in the hottest part of the season, which is like becoming more difficult as the planet conditions change so drastically. And it's sort of up to us as a community to make sure that our resources are secure and our families and communities are fed and have like safe water and all that. So it's our backs are sort of against the wall with that we all want to survive and it's going to be all harder to do that exactly if we don't kind of smarten up together, which is man to really beat I guess
Talk to strangers, bro.
well, and to beat a dead horse, why this podcast is being made.
Yeah, that too.
Because again, and just talking about it is sort of the way to actually do something about it.
I've had conversations with strangers about global warming, and it's always the most unique conversations I've ever had.
Another book recommendation. Catherine Hayhoe has a book called Saving Us, and it just talks about how to have a more non-adversarial conversation about climate issues, where you sort of frame it in a more their interest-based way, because that's how everybody listens, and it works. And honest to goodness, like it just makes it so that you're less adversarial in the way that you're broaching these issues that are sensitive issues that some people are just dedicated as being identified with some sort of way of thinking that they don't want to shift it, that they feel uncomfortable shifting and admitting what they already really actually know.
Yeah.
Which is, again, why it's sort of just up to us to
They're
just
not denying it anymore. They're making jokes about it.
Yeah, yeah. And again, why it's sort of us to spit the truth.
Yeah.
Spit the truth as much as you can. And that's how you spread it. Like, just by making sure that we are saying it right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is when we started talking again, probably. No. Because Sid was brought up earlier.
There's just a Snapchat that just says fuck. And
But
it's a jumping car picture.
Yeah, him jumping my car.
Yeah.
Which makes me, because he and I have known each other for about a decade, but we didn't talk for a bigger part of that. And one day I just hit him up because my car died and I didn't know who else to hit up because everybody else was busy, and he come and saved me.
Yeah.
And we started chatting again.
Yeah, Ethan's the man, dudes.
Ben's the man. We're all awesome.
Yeah, we are all awesome.
And unique, crazy individuals.
Yeah.
It's fun. This is a big one.
That's a big one. You read it. Salty thoughts? That's
Are you out here? It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a bit cold.
I have a lot of layers on. My toes are more cold than anything else.
Yeah, I definitely say my feet are the most cold.
Salty thoughts. Loneliness compounds upon realizing you've disconnected personal aspects stemming from the endless love-filled efforts of surrounding family, which distractedly occupied voids you'd never anticipated being empty. Appreciate the relentless efforts of everybody collaboratively working tooth and nail to enable narrow opportunities to be within reach, provided sufficient enthusiasm to properly take up the torch, and use it as a flaming baseball bat to knock goals straight out of the park.
Straight out of the park. Recognize
you'd have no business swinging at jack shit if you're... it's so hard. Recognize this is why I need to read out loud more. I haven't been reading enough lately. Recognize you'd have no business swinging at jack shit if not for the support network to reliably catch what you're missing. helping translate failure and utter disarray to an ever elucidating instructional manual for what to do next.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because the people around you help build the manual of advice for you to live life through. Ooh. Write that one down.
They build your
I guess
common sense.
Yeah, I guess it's recorded. I don't need to write it down.
And it's literally their common. It's
our common sense. So yeah, y'all already know this. That's what's weird. That's what's crazy about even spitting into the mic is like, yeah, writing the book, it feels like stuff people already know. Talking about stuff feels like stuff people already know. You're like,
but you
okay.
can't help but say you've never learned from just talking about stuff with people. Which is why
this podcast.
And even listening to people. Like,
Yes.
There's this book called Choice Theory by William Glasser.
Yeah.
I knew I make choices. And
Really
I
good
understood
book.
to a certain extent that I was allowed to depress or anxiety, but I didn't know it at the level that he was getting at in the book. But like, I knew a lot of the things in the book, but
Yeah.
the way he allows his thoughts to approach yours is just, you can't help but learn.
You choose every feeling you experience. It's a choice to feel the feeling. And it sounds pretentious to say that, but it really is actually the reality of the situation of being like an ego and a human being. Is like you choose to feel any feeling. Like nobody can make you feel the feeling. After some action occurred that you disagree with and you would like to see the action of that person change, you choose to feel a certain way about the action that they performed. But it isn't them making you feel that feeling. It's you choosing to feel the feeling based on what action they just performed.
Our senses allow our bodies to receive information, and then you do what you will with that information.
And it's also really like an awesome way to deal with children. Because when you realize that everything is a choice, like your whole life is a choice, every fucking thing is a choice, making and calming children down, like if they're upset at a restaurant. I think this is an example actually in the book. Like if they're upset at a restaurant and you need to calm them down, instead of just getting all upset and being like, shut up, like calm down, that doesn't work. That's not giving them a choice. That's just telling them a demand of what to do. Whereas you can instead be like, hey, we can calm down right now, or we can go outside and cool off. Well, now it's framed as a choice. Now the child has a decision in the matter of whether or not, like, he chooses to calm down in the moment in the restaurant and not be taken outside, or go outside. He needs to cool down. He actually needs a moment to just cry it out and just.
And I do want to say,
and not be in front of people for a few seconds. And so, it's a fair choice to offer him in the moment, in the now, and doing everything with all your loved ones that way, not just how you deal with children. It makes life just flow a lot easier. You're not telling people what to do. You're letting them choose whatever they're doing. And they can choose to do a lot of things with you. And then you feel really blessed when they choose to do the things that they choose to do with you, because they could choose to do legitimately anything else in the universe with the given amount of, again, like I just said, finite attention that we have in our lives to expend all the different directions that we could expend them elsewhere. It's the opportunity cost of just existing and choosing to exist wherever you choose to exist at.
Yep. And that's what makes it feel even more special when they say that they love you.
Mm-hmm.
Or they
Because love is a choice.
They want to play a board game with you.
There's another book, Bell Hooks, I think, all about love. And again, it emphasizes that love is a choice. You choose to love. Love is not a feeling. Love is an action. That's the reason why you feel love through the actions of other people. I felt loved with the compliment that Skylar gave me in the fridge. Like, you feel loved through acts of reciprocity and gifting your creativity to the earth and stuff. Like, it's that's what you. It's sort of almost your duty as a soulful being to share it, because like you've grown through all the things that you've grown through for you to actually offer up a 2 cents worth sharing with the world. Every single one of us. It's not a select few of us. It is every single one of us. There's to no exaggeration, divinity and like all of us.
This the act of us making this is an act of love. Because we care about the people we're surrounded by and the millions, if not billions, of people we'll never be able to actually reach.
But with this, we might be able to reach them through the actual medium of an audio file getting to play through other audio playing devices.
And there's been many, many studies on how everybody on this planet is connected by 7 people. You could trace anybody by 7 people, or the degree or whatever.
Of knowing one person who knows another person who knows another person, who pretty
which
much
is
we all know
insane.
each other.
But like, this is a wild ass concept. But if you reach 1 billion people, I know that's basically impossible. But that's almost the whole planet.
Yeah, and I know what you mean. There's this one song lyric that kind of goes something like that, where it's like, my music's probably reaching 33% of you, and he says something along those lines too. That's like pretty much it. You just need to reach anybody.
Yeah.
Really, that's the reason. That's the real special reason why actually having a conversation, a single conversation with a stranger, matters so much, because it resonates. It ripples through the universe. It is not a single conversation that happens with the person. It is that person uses whatever they got from that interaction, that human interaction, to hopefully, if you weren't a dickbag, to their advantage, to their useful, like, wow, like almost every aspect of their fiber of their being benefit. And you can, again, have that effect on people. You can also have the opposite effect on people, where you like effectively tear them down, like, and almost poison them with your words that you choose to say. Every word that you choose to say, it's a choice in having said it. It's a careful, calculated decision, and making every word choice that you make throughout your life. Like whether it's a written word, a said word, a sung, it's important to, like, what was it? The Toltec religion has like 4 agreements, and one of them is be impeccable with your word. And impeccable, what is it? Impeccable is like without sin.
Yeah.
And that's what it means. It's like, don't ever use your word in a way that could actually wield a harmful, like, thing onto somebody. Like, it's not a weapon. Your word is not a weapon. Your word is a useful thing that can help to curate the future that we all want to manifest in, like, a kind of beautiful, eloquent way. Yes.
You want to come sit down?
That. Is there a way to pause that? I mean, we could wrap up right now. It's pretty good. We could call it good.
How long have you been recording?
Good, long enough. We can call it
50 minutes.
Well,
50 minutes.
I don't mean to interrupt.
No,
anything,
you're totally not interrupting, dude.
Like time for afternoon hits.
Let's
Time for afternoon hits. I love you, Joe.
All right, let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, dudes.
You didn't even say the title of it, too.
Oh, yeah. The title, because the main topic of the podcast hopes to be, in this one we just rambled about the book and stuff, hopes to be checking in on people's aspirations, what they want to achieve out of their short existence here on this planet, and like what the people at the table can sort of do to help get them there. So it's called the Dream Managers because we all wish to articulate our dreams and help us to manage the path and help lay out the path to get there.
Where's the original name from?
The Dream Manager by Matt.
Ooh, I can't tell you. It's a book.
It's a book.
It's a book.
It's a book.
But
So
it's literally about what he's getting at there,
Yeah.
and we want to do that, but also with
Yeah.
everybody and sharing our insights because
Exactly.
our insights is how we are able to live, how we want to live,
yeah.
and we want to just share that.
And we are all each other's dream managers. It is.
Yes,
is-
that was the thought. Yeah,
It is sort of up to us. It is you are actually responsible for the success of others, like achievements, like that you're invested in their success legitimately in almost every aspect of the matter. Because if they don't succeed, you don't succeed, and then the planet doesn't succeed, and then we all don't succeed. So it is sort of up to us to help us all get to reach a better aspect and situation of whatever goal in our lives we are trying to achieve at any given moment of now. So that's really what the podcast is here for. But okay, we're gonna wrap up and press unrecord. So thanks for tuning in.
not on record.